Hello, my friends. Happy full moon in Cancer. Happy last full moon of 2023. There we go. Greetings from my bedroom. I usually do these lives from my office, but when the sun goes down, the lighting situation in my office is just not good. So we are here in my bedroom. I have my puppies here. There's a sleeping Jack right there. Fozzie is sleeping back there. The whole gang is here tonight, and we're gonna get into this full moon workshop. I am making this public to all because it's the last one of the year. You know, I figured we would get here together and do this last full moon workshop together. Just to give you guys a little snippet of what happens in my YouTube membership. I am hosting a challenge in January in my YouTube membership. It'll have a class or a lesson or an activity for every single day for the month of January. And it's called Magic on the Mat. It's not just going to be yoga. It's going to be magic, witchcraft, spell work, tarot, all limbs of yoga, journaling, all kinds of things. That's happening in January, and it's exclusive to my members. So hi, friends. Yeah, and on top of that, on top of the challenge, if you do sign up for the membership, you do get live workshops like this for every new moon and full moon, live tarot, and live yoga. So it's okay. People call me Natalie all the time. I get called like random stuff. But yeah, so that's happening in January, and y'all, we are wrapping up 2023. This is the last full moon of the year. It has been a doozy of a year, certainly. But I think this full moon is really just wrapping up this year kind of perfectly, because if you don't know, we actually started 2023 with a full moon in Cancer. On January 6th, I believe, of this year, we had a full moon in Cancer, and the card of the year for 2023 is the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer. So it has been a very Cancer heavy year. Yeah, Chariot year for sure is just popping off. I knew it was going to get more intense near the end of the year. The beginning of the year for me personally had a lot of like false starts, but I think with the Chariot, so if you don't know, the Chariot is card 7, so that's why it is the card of 2023, because 2023 is a 7 year, 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 7, and card number 7 in the tarot is the Chariot. Let's see if I can find it for us so we can kind of take a look at it. And the Chariot is a card of rapid forward movement. The Chariot is a card of victory, of charging ahead, of charging forward. While I'm doing this, by the way, I would recommend going and grabbing your journals. We will be doing some journaling. I also recommend grabbing like a scrap of paper or ripping it out of your journal that you can kind of write on and possibly burn later if you would like to do a little ritual for the full moon. So just have those ready while I try to find this dang tarot card so you can see what it looks like. This is the glow-in-the-dark tarot, by the way, not me being a Cancer sun and having the year of rapid changing chaos. Yeah, and that's the thing with the Chariot, is that if you're not ready for that rapid forward movement, you're not ready for that rapid change, it can feel like pulling teeth. Like, it can feel like not fun, you know what I mean? Here it is. So here's the Chariot. You know, it's a dude driving a chariot, like an old, like, you know, like Roman style, like chariot. You know, he is royal. He has a star on his crown. He has the moon on his shoulders. There's a black and a white sphinx on it. But it is, sometimes I've seen the Chariot depicted as like a motorcycle. I've seen it depicted as like a fast car. You know, there's a bunch of different modern like depictions of the Chariot. But essentially the message is all the same. It is rapid forward movement. In one of my other favorite decks, the Way Home Tarot, it's depicted as a salmon. And if you don't know about salmon, they swim upstream to get to their like mating whatever, and it's like a difficult journey. It's a hard journey, but it is a very forward movement type of journey. It's just really intense, you know? I'm so excited for journaling. I've been shedding like crazy. For sure. We're going to release a lot of stuff tonight, my friend. So the Chariot, again, while it is, I think I don't really think there's any good or bad in tarot. I think tarot, just like astrology, is just energy to work with. in the deck I'm using, it looks like Black Phillip charging. What deck is that? I need that deck. In Salem, when I was just there, they had at Hyven Forge, which I think Sonia, we have a picture in front of in Hyven Forge. They had a huge Black Phillip, like a black goat head they had put red eyes in it, like a hunting trophy or whatever, but it was Black Phillip, and it was on sale for like $500, and I was like, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this back in my suitcase, but yeah, I really wanted that. Anyways, so the Chariot, if you're not ready for the Chariot, it can feel kind of not fun to have the universe kind of be like throwing change and throwing rapid movement at you, and you're like, I don't even know. It's like, if you're not ready and you don't know what direction to go in, it's like you have all this energy and know where to put it, and you're just like, it's like that John Travolta meme where he's like looking around. Hi, friend. So like, that's kind of the vibe. If you're like not ready to move forward, if you're not ready to embody that Chariot energy of like a direction forward, it can kind of feel all over the place. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, oh wow, that really describes like the first half of 2023 for me. Was like so all over the place. I was in like probably 10 different states over the span of like 2 months. Like, I traveled so much this year, which is great, but also tiring. The Chariot is also a card of travel. The Chariot is a card of moving. Perhaps you moved from one place to another. For me, I've been planning my move to Salem. It's like a transition. It's a transition kind of card. And I think this year was a very transitionary type of year. So that's the energy of the Chariot. That's the energy of Cancer. That's the energy of this year. And again, we started 2023 with a full moon in Cancer, and now we were ending 2023 with a full moon in Cancer. And if you don't know, Cancer is a water sign. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. So Cancer is the mother, Leo is the father, Cancer is the moon, Leo is the sun, and Cancer is the nurturer of the zodiac. And Cancer, I feel like, gets the bad rep of being like the emotional one, or like the emotional sign, and Cancers are crybabies, and I'm like, first of all, there are more emotions than just sadness. Like, there are more things you can feel than just crying, you know what I mean? Like, one of my best friend, she is a Cancer stellium. Like, she's a Virgo sun, but she's a Cancer stellium. And so maybe because I'm a Pisces, I like Cancers, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being emotional. I think that it can also be passionate, and you feel things very heavily, and like, it's not just sadness all the time, you know what I mean? So this, and we know full moons are about releasing. So this full moon in Cancer is like, you need to release anything that you do not want to take with you into 2023. Heavy emotional release. And again, remember, there are more emotions than just crying and sadness. Okay? Excuse me. You could be so happy that you need to release that. You could be anxious. You need to release that. You could be angry. You need to go release some anger. You could be frustrated. Like, we're going to talk about it. We're going to go over an emotional wheel tonight, but there are so many more emotions than just being sad. And if you're sad and you want to cry, do that too. You know what I mean? Crying is a healthy coping mechanism, guys. I feel like we as a society are like so against crying, and I'm like, but you need to cry. Like, crying is good. Crying is not bad. It's when you try to seek out other coping mechanisms to deal with the emotions that you refuse to feel that is bad. You know what I mean? Like, crying is you feeling the emotions and you letting them out of your body. So, I don't know. I'm a big proponent for crying. If you want like help physically releasing things, if you want help physically working with this full moon, I have a full moon in Cancer yoga class that is up and ready for you. It is there on my channel. It is free for all. I also have a tarot reading for this full moon. We are going to do a tarot reading tonight, because usually in my membership we do Tarot Tuesdays, and today is in fact Tuesday. But we're actually going to do the tarot spread that is in the worksheets for tonight's workshop. If you're wondering where to find those, they are posted on the community tab on my YouTube. They're also posted in my Facebook group. And my Facebook page, my Nourish Natasha Facebook page, if you're like, where are they? But I'm also going to read them to you here, so if you don't have them, don't worry. I do, again, recommend that you have a journal with you tonight, something to write with, and then either a separate, like, scrap of paper, or just tear a scrap of paper out of your journal so we can write what we want to release at the end of this workshop, and then you can take care of that how you'd like. I would do it for us collectively here, but the last time I burned something in this room, my smoke alarm went off, and it was like a whole thing. So burn things safely. I'm gonna take it up to my roof when we're done. I have a rooftop deck. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna burn what I gotta burn, but we're gonna at least figure out what we want to release. Write it down on your scrap of paper, and then after this workshop, you can take that scrap of paper and dispose of it of how you see fit. Maybe you want to burn it. Maybe it's a Cancer full moon. You want to put it in some water. You drown it. You could bury it in the earth. You could do whatever you want with it. I'm going to burn it because I have a bunch of fire sign placements, and I think that's the most satisfying way to have something released. But anywho, we'll get to that at the end of this workshop. We're going to start with a tarot reading. We're going to start with the full moon card spread that I put in the worksheets for this full moon. Again, they're under the community tab on my YouTube or in my Facebook group if you're curious. But every one of my, whether it's a new moon or full moon, will always come with a 3-card spread. And we're going to expand it a little bit. Maybe we'll do like a couple cards for each. We're just going to see. Yeah, I got this townhouse because it has a really lovely rooftop deck. With a view of the Red Rock Mountains and the Strip. I live in Las Vegas, so it's pretty awesome if I don't say so myself. I'm kind of sad to give it up to move to Salem, but worth it, you know? It's really great for watching the full moon. Like, I've seen some crazy full moons from that roof. Anywho, so we're going to do this 3-card spread that is in the worksheets for this workshop. So, again, we might pull more than 3. We're just going to see what comes out, but for the first card placement, it's what am I holding on to from 2023 that I need to release. The second card placement is how can I release it. And the third card placement is what is on the other side of release. So I usually don't do like set tarot spreads. I kind of just pull like as what feels good. But I think there definitely is some power, especially when you're first starting out, of doing like a past, present, future, mind, body, spirit, or asking specific questions. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to start with. So let me just shuffle this deck a bit while I'm shuffling. How you guys doing? We're all here tonight. It's the Cancer full moon. I've ranted at you about it for a little bit. How are you feeling? Because I can tell you all that I want to tell you about this full moon, but you could be feeling it in a different way. So how are you feeling? Remember that how, you know, there are definitely, excuse me, I'm still recovering from COVID, by the way. So if I don't sound 100%, it's because I'm still a little bit sick. But, you know, how the astrology and the moon phases affect you are going to be different. It's going to affect you based on what your birth chart is. Yes, there are things that will collectively affect everyone, but it's going to affect everyone differently based on your own personal birth chart. So just keep that in mind. Ready to burn, release, and evolve. The weight of this year is heavy for sure. For sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, I put out worksheets like that for every new moon and full moon if you're in my membership. So again, these lives and these worksheets and these workshops are available usually to my members only. If you want to be a member, you just got to hit the join button on my channel. I think there's a way. Oh my God, I just threw a bunch of tarot cards. I think there's a way to join here in the live somehow. I can't tell you exactly how because I think it's different on your end than it is on mine, but we do live new moon and full moon workshops every month in my YouTube membership. So happy birthday, my friend. Internal, emotional, and physical change this year. It's exhausting and hard to not have external change. Yeah, it's always hard when, you know, like I said, it's felt like a transitionary year. And it's like, when is it going to start showing up in the physical realm, right? I totally feel that. So, totally feel you on that one. All right, let's pull some cards about it. So, the first question, the first card placement in these worksheets, what am I holding on to from 2023 that I need to release? So, collectively, what are we holding on to? What is the collective holding on to that we need to release from this year? Queen of Wands. Interesting, interesting. What are we holding on to? What do we need to release? I think in this case, it's like the Queen of Wands. Fun fact about the Queen of Wands in the tarot, she is the only court card of the Wands that does not have a salamander on her. So all the other Wands court cards, the Page, the Knights, and the King, have a little salamander on their card. And the salamander in the tarot represents protection from fire. And the Queen of Wands is the only one that doesn't have that. So I think in the sense of like, what are we holding on to that needs to be released is like this sense of, I have to be protected from risk, or I have to be protected from fire if I'm going to take a risk. It's like it's what's holding you back from taking the risk, from pursuing your passions and from pursuing your like creative passion projects, which is what the Queen of Wands is all about. It's like you're afraid to, because there's no guarantee of being protected. And sometimes you just need to take a leap, my dudes. I have taken so many leaps in my life that have been completely unprotected from fire, that have been completely unprotected from risk. And yeah, sometimes they haven't turned out the best, but I would say for the most part, they've turned out pretty good, you know? So stop waiting. You know, it's like, what do we need to release? Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for everything to be protected and to kind of have like the insurance of, you know, it's like sometimes you got to take a risk. I wouldn't say take crazy risks. I would say take calculated risks and don't risk too much. But, you know, we're being asked to release this thing that's holding us back. Which at the end of the day is fear, honestly. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. If you want a new cycle, you know, again, this is the question that we asked for these cards was, what am I holding on to from 2023 that I need to release? It's this never-ending cycle of, well, I'm not going to take that risk, or it isn't the right time, or it isn't perfect timing, or if I do this now, maybe this will go wrong, or there is no such thing as the perfect time. You are going to keep living in that cycle of like, well, it's like a vicious cycle in and of itself that like, well, I'm not going to do this because it's not the right time. I don't have the right, like, it's not the right situation. It's like we give ourselves excuses because we're afraid, right? Like we will be so afraid to like take that risk and pursue that thing, but we'll be like, well, it's like in that scene in The Road to El Dorado when they're trying to like not do the ritual and they're like, the stars not in position for this tribute or this ritual or whatever, like stars can't do it, like that kind of vibe. It's like you're putting it off. You're like, no, can't do it because I'm not fully protected. I'm not fully protected from risk. I'm not fully protected from what could go wrong. And it's like at some point, do you want to keep living on that cycle of like not doing what you want, of just getting stuck in that vicious cycle of like, well, it's not perfect, it's not, there's no risk involved, like whatever, because that's never gonna happen. Perfect conditions never happen. There's always gonna be risk, so you just gotta do it, you know what I mean? So that was what we're holding on to that we need to release. The next question, how do we release it? How do we release it? How do we release that fear? How do we release getting stuck in that cycle? Yeah, I don't want to keep living in this cycle either, y'all. And I'm pretty good at being a cycle breaker. And I think all my fire placements make me very able to push through even when there's risk. Like, I'll take a risk. I've taken many risks in my life. I've moved across the country twice. I'm about to do it again. And I'm not talking like a couple states. I'm talking I've moved over 1,500 miles across the country twice, and I'm about to move 2,700 miles across the country. Like, if there's one thing about me, I'm going to take a risk. But I'm afraid to take risks in other ways. I'm afraid to take risks in dating, in love, and in relationships. I've been single for 4 years. I'm like, nope. And look at that. How do we release it? King of Wands. Just fucking do it. Moving, just do it. Like I said, I have moved many a time do it. It will pay off so well, I promise you. How do we release it? King of Wands, literally the counterpart to the Queen of Wands. And guess what? He is protected from risk. He has that salamander. You can see it. It's right there. Look, it's right there, little salamander. The King of Wands is not going to back down from anything. Hello, my friends. My lovely best friend Whitney is here. She just did my nails today. Look how beautiful they are. That's my nail tech, my bestie right there. You can't see, but they have reflected glitter on them, and it really like pops in the flash if you want to see. It's on my stories. But anyways, if you want to get out of that cycle, just do it. Go watch that Shia LaBeouf video of him screaming, just do it, and just go fucking do it. Starting your business, girl. I started my business 5 years ago, and here we are today. A career path for a long time. I just need to jump. Absolutely. King of Wands, follow your passions, follow your dreams. Like, you're getting the green light. If you want to break that cycle, you have to break the cycle. Like, you know what I mean? I love the King of Wands. He's the King of Fire. Let's get one more on that. How can we release being stuck? Honestly, I think I'm a nail tech because of you. Aww. No, you're a nail tech because you're amazing, but I definitely push you a little bit. It's a really awesome Ben Folds 5-song featuring Fragile Rock called Do It. Anyway, there's also a remix of Shia LaBeouf's Just Do It. It's like a dubstep remix, 10 out of 10. Solo travel, hell yeah, I'd love to see it. Let's see, what else we gotta do? We had 3 cards come out. Knight of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. Absolutely. These are all cards of a stable foundation, a stable base, planting the seeds. If taking the massive risk is scary, it's scary for everybody. Work on your foundation first. What solid foundation would you need to feel comfortable to take that risk? So, hi friend, welcome to the membership. Hi. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. Again, we have a challenge coming up in January for every single day for the month of January for members called Magic on the Mat. We do lives like this every week, live yoga, live tarot, live new moon and full moon workshops. That's all in the membership. Come on down, join us. Anyways, if you are like, I'm scared to do this, what is the foundation that you would require, like bare minimum, to feel comfortable to take this risk? Maybe it's having a certain amount in your savings. Maybe it's having like a steady sort of paycheck to take the risk towards starting your business. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you first start, you're like, well, I just want like a steady paycheck in the background so I can take the leap and try doing this business. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady wins the race. The 4 of Wands is a card of base foundation stability. It's also a card of marriage. But it is the card of like home. You know, you can see these people are getting married under these wands here. And the 7 of Pentacles is the card of planting your seeds. Look at him. He just planted all those seeds. He's looking at them like, nice. What is like the base level? What is the bare minimum you would need to take this risk? Or maybe just balance, like, okay, I'm going to take the risk, but I'm also, again, going to focus on stability. You know, you can do both. It's hard, it's scary, but I have done both. This year, my word of the year actually was stability. And I was like, you know, I need to get stable before I move to Salem. Because obviously I need stable money and like a hefty amount of savings if I'm going to move across the country. And there was a point this year where I could have moved to Salem on a whim, and I almost did it. You can ask Whitney. She was there. I was like, I'm going to Salem, bye. And it didn't work out. I could have, but it didn't work out. I needed to work on my foundation first. I was like, you know what? I definitely could just up and move. Done it. I've done it many times. But I need to take a second. Like, I need to get stable. And now, you know, I am. I could move right now if I wanted to. But, you know, I committed to the bit, and here we are. Yeah, Whitney was like, stop it, get some help. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing my yoga. I really appreciate it, and that's what we're about here is the vibes and chilling, and you know, I just want everybody to feel like I'm your friend FaceTiming you and telling you about the full moon. You know what I mean? So that's what we got to do. That's how we can release this cycle, being trapped in this never-ending cycle. The next question, what's on the other side? What's on the other side? If we can release this, if we can do what we're supposed to do, if we can take the risk while also maintaining stability, because that's like, you know, that's the ideal, right? Is being able to take a risk while also maintaining some stability in your life. Like, sign me up. You know? What's on the other side? What do we have to look forward to in the future if we can get past this old cycle, this nonsense? These cards feel so interesting. They're like rough to the touch almost. Stability, yeah, for sure. I could have gotten a higher paying job, but instead I got a quality job that will take me further and now maybe fulfilled. Hell yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Love that for you. Chaos mode, does not want to chaos mode. What's on the other side? What is on the other side of this cycle, this release, of this possible risk and reward? I knew the devil was going to come out. I felt it in me bones. But don't be afraid, my friends. We're not afraid of the devil around here. We love to see it, honestly. I got a little scared for a second because it was like 3 of Swords. I was like, no! But guess what, my friends? 3 of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Fool. Would you look at that? Would you like to move on from your heartbreak? I don't know about you, but I would. Guess what? What's the cure for the 3 of Swords? The Ace of Cups. I literally got something in my eye just as we're talking about this. I swear I'm not crying. But, oh geez, what the hell? I feel like dust just like fell into my eyeball. 3 of Swords. You can see very obviously that 3 swords are going through this heart. I find it so funny that so many people get the 3 of Swords tattooed on them. Like, because it is a cool image and it's a very like traditional tarot image, and I see a lot of people, oh my goodness. The universe was like, you really gonna cry whether you like it or not tonight? Okay, it's like, is somebody cutting onions? Like, oh geez, I feel like it's like that in SpongeBob when like he's like following Squidward around with the onions. Like, that's how I feel right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fun. Like, a lot of people get the 3 of Swords tattooed on them, and I'm like, do you want this in your life? Do you want this? But I can't talk because I literally have the Death and the Devil card tattooed on my arm. But to be fair, mine is Darth Maul and Darth Vader as Death and the Devil, so, you know. Yes, the Fool is the new beginnings. Like, literally my eye is on fire, so just don't mind me while I cry simply out of my left eye. But what is the cure for the 3 of Swords? Is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is new love. The Ace of Cups is healing. This is Cancer energy right here. You can see this cup is overflowing. You know, usually in another deck I have, it actually has a heart in the cup, but this one has a dove. And, you know, doves are kind of the symbols of peace and harmony and love and all those things. I swear to God, y'all. Something, maybe a bug flew in my eye. I wouldn't be surprised. It's Mercury retrograde. But the way to get out of the 3 of Swords is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, yes, can also be a new offer of love coming in. It can be someone or something coming in. It could be even a water sign coming in for you. But I think in this case, in this collective case, it's focusing on the Ace of Cups. What fills your cup? What makes your cup feel like it's overflowing like that? You know, and the thing is about the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. If the 3 of Swords is heartbreak and trauma, especially in that heart space, you know, Cancer rules the heart chakra and the sacral chakra, and if the Three of Swords is trauma in that heart space, I mean, you can see the three swords going through that heart, right? We've all had a moment like this. This is a breakup. This is, I swear to God. Just don't mind me. I swear I'm not crying. The Three of Swords is breakup. This is trauma. This is you literally got your heart broken. Remember that it does not have to be like you breaking up with a significant other. This could be loss. This could be literally anything that makes you feel like those three swords are going through your heart. That is the trauma, right? And healing from said trauma is just as hard as going through the initial trauma. Like, it is. And I think we forget that. I think we forget that the healing process is just as hard as the initial trauma. And that being said, I think the Ace of Cups isn't as easy as we think it is. It's not easy to get that cup overfloweth, right? Telling me I need to be filling your own cup, for sure, for sure. I think that your cup, you can fill your own cup, and you can also have the people you love fill it, or the people you do, or not do, the people you do fill it, maybe. The things you do fill your cup. These are coming before. The Fool is the last one, and this is the true leap. This is what's coming after the release, is the healing from the trauma. You know, the Ace of, if the Three of Swords had just come out, I would be kind of freaked out. But it came out with the Ace of Cups. And this is how we heal the Three of Swords. I think it's also important to remember that when you've had one of these Three of Swords moments, it doesn't just go away. You carry that shit with you forever. You know, the Three of Swords is not a temporary... Yes, it can, again, signify, like, you just went through a breakup. Or whatever XYZ specific event here. But it's also that energy that you carry with you when you've gone through some kind of something. And this is telling us that we need to work on that shit. We need to heal that shit. And then comes the Fool. Comes the start of a new cycle. The Fool's card 0 in the tarot. Not card 1, card 0. The entirety of the tarot is the Fool's journey. Everything that happens in the tarot, major, minor arcana, the major arcana are the major events, the minor arcana are like the more minor events and clarifiers, is a part of the Fool's journey. So, if we can, do the King of Wands thing, do the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles thing of taking the risk while also working on stability, the journey ahead is going to be one of healing. It's going to be one of a fresh start, new beginnings. But yeah, it's going to be probably a lot of healing from your trauma. Healing from your Three of Swords moment. And I would like to add that the card of the year of 2024 is the Strength card. Strength is, yeah, it can absolutely be the loss of a loved one. That's what my Three of Swords is. It can be any type of loss. It could be the loss of a pet. It could be having to cut out toxic family members or toxic people in your life. It could be losing a job that it can literally be anything. I feel like we think of heartbreak in such like black or white terms, but heartbreak can be so many things, and that's what the Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. So, how do you heal the heartbreak? Ace of Cups. Focusing on your healing. Three of Swords, connecting heavily to the Tower moments, yep. The Three of Swords is kind of how we feel after Tower moments, you know? Yeah, so the card of 2024 is the Strength card. And now I'm going to see if I can find it here in this deck so I can show you. It's pretty simple. It is a woman taming a lion. And the Strength card, honestly, to me, is what these after cards are kind of telling us. This Three of Swords with the Ace of Cups with the Fool. It's perseverance through the hard times. It's perseverance after we have gone through a Three of Swords moment. You know, it's the ability to keep going after the Three of Swords moment. It's the ability to be able to focus on that Ace of Cups after the Three of Swords moment. and even go so far as to take a leap with the Fool after having a Three of Swords moment, you know? It's perseverance. Where are you, Strength card? I know you're in here somewhere. Watch, it's going to be like the last card. The Strength card is the card of Leo. And I think I described it in the reading that I did for this full moon in Cancer. You can see she's kind of taming that lion. She has the infinity symbol over her head. And she's kind of like, it depends on the version of the deck. Sometimes it looks like she's holding the lion's mouth open. This one, it kind of looks like she's closing it. I also have another deck where she's kind of like hugging the lion. And what is the lion, right? The lion is the beast. And the Strength card is the card of soft control. Of being able to control that beast inside. Because guess what? We all have it. We all have a shadow self. But from a place of softness. Instead of a place of like harshness, instead of from a place of like more the Emperor kind of energy where it's like hard controlled, like power and like really, you know, like forcing that part of you like deep down, or like, you know, whipping the lion. She's like making friends with the lion, okay? You know, it's kind of a different energy than like, I think the Devil was at the bottom of the deck. Of the Devil energy, which is mastery. Yes, it can be mastery, and it's Saturn energy. Saturn is the Lord of Karma, of like the harsh lessons. The Strength card is persevering and controlling the beast inside and learning the lessons from a softer place, from a more compassionate place. It's persevering through hard things in a more healing sort of way, you know? And again, it's Leo vibes. It's fire energy. It's card number 8, and 2024 is an 8 year. So 8 is the number of abundance, of success, of prosperity, which, you know, we love to see. And you only, you know, we only reach that abundance and prosperity and success and things like that through perseverance. Through the hard times. Because if we just gave up when we got that Three of Swords moment, we would never get to this. We would never get to taking that leap, right? I am feeling better, friend. I don't know if you can hear, I'm still a little stuffy, but I am definitely feeling better. So, all that being said, that is the spread of the first sheet of the worksheet for this full moon in Cancer. You can do this on your own. I would recommend, if you're just starting out, pulling one card for each spot and then interpreting it, you know, and seeing if you want to pull like clarifier cards, you totally can. But that was just collective. That was a collective reading for that first page of the worksheet for this full moon in Cancer. Now, we're going to get on into the other pages in these worksheets. So again, if you don't have the worksheets, no worries. You can find them on my community tab here on YouTube, and in my Facebook group, and on my Facebook page. But if you don't have them, no worries. I will read them to you. So, page number 2 in the worksheets, you're going to see this. Let me pull my laptop over here. This thing. In the worksheet, this is an emotional wheel. Wheel of emotion. A lot of therapists use this. That's where I learned about it. But this is the main part of this second page of the worksheets, is identifying how we're feeling. So, the first question on this page is, use the emotions wheel to identify how you are feeling as we wrap up 2023. So, take some time to identify and name, what are you feeling right now? What are you feeling when I say 2023 is about to end? What are the emotions that come up? When I say this fucking year is almost over, how does that make you feel? And the reason why I love this is because it kind of goes from like the really base emotions. So you're like, okay, I can kind of identify the basic emotions, and then it gets even more specific, and then it gets even more specific. And the only way we can process through our feelings is by actually knowing what we are feeling and being able to be like, this is sadness, this is grief, this is anger, you know? So it takes some time. And like the basic emotions, we have surprised, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, sad, and happy. Those are kind of like the base ones. And then from there, it gets even more specific in each one. And then from there, it gets even like way more specific. So just on like a base level, I would say I'm feeling pretty happy and like a little like annoyed by the things that happened this year, but like not, you know, I feel pretty content. I feel proud. I feel powerful. I feel thankful, hopeful, confident. Let's see. A little shocked, not gonna lie. Sleepy for sure. Jack is snoring if you hear that grumbling. He's passed out. Let me just not knock my camera over. Okay. Let's see. A little anxious. Certainly grief. I always feel grief though. Isolated for sure. Lonely, you know, a little bit. And it's okay to feel multiple emotions. I want you to really get clear on like how you're feeling. Sometimes there's going to be like one big one and then like a couple, you know, others. But let's see. Yeah, annoyed. That's pretty much it. So, how are you feeling? If you would like to share, you are welcome to. If you had any maybe epiphanies, I would love to hear them. How are you feeling as we wrap up 2023? He's a sleepy boy. So sleepy. You ever just think about how great your life would be if you were one of your own dogs? I'm like, man, y'all are so spoiled. Just sleeping. Angry, sad, hopeful, and thankful for sure. And the other thing to remember is that you can feel multiple things at one time, even if they're on different sides of the spectrum. Guess what? Duality is a thing. You can be happy and sad. I know that sounds crazy, but you can absolutely be happy and also sad about things that happened. You know, I consider myself in this moment to be quite content, but do I still have grief about things that happened this year? Absolutely, I do. Most of the year I felt isolated, hurt, and sad, but I'm growing from it, and I'm eager and hopeful too, for sure. Isolated, for sure. I felt I live by myself. I got COVID. I work from home. Like, I felt very isolated and lonely, for sure, but also happy and content, you know? Now that we have identified perhaps some of these emotions, how can you process through them and release what needs to be released in a healthy way? So how can you process through these emotions and release what needs to be released? You don't have to release everything. You don't have to process through everything all at once. You know, obviously emotions like happiness and things like that we want to hold on to. But something I think that's also important to note is that if you're like too excited or too like, you know, overstimulated, that happiness and excitement can turn into restlessness. It can turn into like things like that. So even emotions like happiness and things like that need to be released. Maybe you're like, I am happy about things that have happened in my life, but have I gone and celebrated them? No. Maybe you need to go celebrate. Maybe you need to go buy yourself something. Maybe you need to go like acknowledge the fact that you are happy and have accomplished things, you know? Get those emotions out, whether it's happiness, sadness, joy. Have you expressed your joy? You know, think about it. Think about how these emotions need to be processed and released. If you just hold everything in, like, you know, if you don't express your happiness, that's no fun. Go be happy. Go express your happiness. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a very big proponent of celebrating your accomplishments, and feelings can cause scenario building. It's important to remember thoughts are not facts. And what is the feeling trying to tell you? Absolutely. For sure. Yeah. And we have to identify that feeling first so we can be like, so what is the reason? It's like that Oprah meme, like, so what is the truth? Like, why am I feeling this way? But if we can't even name the feeling, you're like, I don't even know. I just feel really weird and I can't tell you why. That's where a lot of us get stuck. A lot of us just get stuck at that point of like, well, I feel terrible, or I just feel weird, or I just feel off and I don't know why. And it's like, okay, maybe we can kind of get clearer on the feeling. And then I think it's important, like you said, to focus on non-judgment, non-attachment, getting curious instead of like beating yourself up for feeling a certain way. Get curious about it. Why are you feeling that way? Non-judgment, non-attachment. Guess what? We're human and we're going to feel weird. We're human. We make mistakes. We're human. We like get sad about weird stuff. Like, it's okay. I promise you, it is okay. Like, I'm trying to think about like the most like funny reactions I've had to things like that are just like, other people may not react in that way, but I do. Like, my most carnal fear in this world is centipedes. They're bugs, and I'm not talking about those like frilly little house centipedes. If you want to traumatize yourself, go look up desert centipedes. They're evil, okay? I've had a lot of traumatic experiences with them, and they keep following me for some reason. And so, like probably like a month ago, I saw one in my garage as I was trying to work out. It almost got on my hand, and I have not felt that much fear in a long time. It made me cry. I started crying because it triggered this like visceral, like, feeling inside of me, like, and it was a bug, okay? A disgusting, ginormous bug, but it made me cry, and I was like, girl, you are crying over a bug, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay, like, because it triggered something deep inside of me. What else? I'm trying to think what else I get silly emotional reactions to, but it's not silly, it's just human reactions. I freeze around horses. People find it funny, but my body said horses are too terrifying. Horses are scary, for sure. Yeah, don't look up desert centipede unless you really want to traumatize yourself. I've had to deal with, because I live in the desert. I grew up in New Mexico. I live in Las Vegas. 0 out of 10. Those things are nasty and they're evil. And I hate them. So, and I generally try to accept all creatures. Like, I have a pet snake. I usually love the creepy crawlies, but not those. Absolutely an alien, but they make me cry. Like, that's how scared I am of them. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Today when I was getting my nails done, there was like a classic rock playlist playing, and the song that was me and my dad's song came on, and I can't. It was the song that my dad walked me down the aisle to. I mean, I'm divorced now, but it's still a very important song to me and my dad, and he's gone. And so I was like, please change the song. Oh my God. Like, I don't need to be crying in this nail salon. Look, I'm so sorry for putting that image of the centipede in your brains, but they're evil. And they make me cry. And these are just, silly human emotional reactions that we have to things. And it's okay. Silly things that make you angry. Like, I can't tell you why, but the singer Bjorn, or Bjork, or whatever her name is, Bjork, I think that's her name. Her voice makes me like physically angry because my ex-husband was obsessed with her, and I just can't stand it. It has nothing against her as a person. I'm sure she's wonderful, but I have a viscerally angry reaction to hearing her voice. Like, and it's dumb and it's silly, but it makes me angry. Like, and that's the thing, is we're just silly little humans that have silly little emotions. And they're fine because we're humans. Like, we're supposed to feel things. Anyways, I will stop ranting at you about weird things that make me feel things. But, okay. So, figure out how to process through your emotions. Maybe you need to trigger certain things so you can actually, like, cry it out, or you could actually like rage out, go to one of those rage rooms and like, you know, smash things or like whatever. The pain of loss is not diminished over time. The frequency at which we experience might, yeah, for sure. We're supposed to feel things. Like, stop trying to hold in your feelings. Like, just feel. And maybe it's because I'm a Pisces sun, Leo moon, Sagittarius rising, so I have to feel things very dramatically, but I still don't like express them properly a lot of the time. Like, I don't cry very often. Like, my friends are like in shock when I cry because I don't cry a lot. But I've had to learn how to cry. Like, I would say I've probably cried more this year in a healthy way. Like, in just a way of like, I need to cry for once in my life. And I'm not mad about it, you know? So, all that being said, feel your feelings. We're going to go on to the third page of this worksheet. It's the last page. I'm going to read you through these prompts. So, the first question: how did the energy of the tarot card, the Chariot, manifest for you this year? How did the energy of the tarot card, the Chariot, manifest for you this year? We've talked about the Chariot. We've talked about what it means. How did it show up for you this year? A couple of days ago, I had a dream that a crab bit my foot. That's funny, since Cancer is the crab. I felt the pain of it the next morning. I read it was a Cancer moon. Yeah, that's so funny. It's Mercury retrograde, and with the Cancer moon, we're probably having weird dreams. Yeah, for sure. I also lucid dream, so any pain or anything I feel in my dreams, I feel like physically. Which is great when it's a great dream, but when it's a bad dream, 0 out of 10. Dude, I'm saying, like, sometimes we just gotta be crying. Like, I sound like I've been crying, but it's just because I still have whatever remnants of COVID, so I can't breathe through my nose. But am I gonna cry tonight? Probably. It's a Cancer full moon. Anything's possible. I find that I actually have my most visceral emotions in my dreams. I wake up crying. I have, like, these, you know, trauma flashbacks a lot in my dreams, because like the one place where my subconscious, probably because I'm a Pisces and also because I repress a lot of stuff, that's the one place where like my subconscious feels safe to like process through things, and I wake up crying, and it sucks, really like messes up my whole day, but I feel better afterwards, you know? So anyways, this question: how did the energy of the Chariot come out for you this year? We've talked about the Chariot. We've talked about what it means. Maybe if you're still like, I don't know, go check out your tarot deck, look at the Chariot, see how it feels to you. Who just came up behind me? Is that a little gooby? You little gooby. I just felt a little something sneak up behind me. What are you doing? Come here. Oh. Oh, come here. Oh, there we go. Are you going to join us for the rest of this workshop? Hi. Look at our little feeties. This is Fozzie. He's 15 years old. What are you doing? Okay, you can sit there. The Chariot. How did it show up for you? What was this year like for you? The Chariot. Mine was like a lot of travel and movement in the beginning with like no direction. It was like over here and then over there and then here and then there and then there. And I was like, ah! And now it finally has direction. So again, that energy with no direction is not fun. But once you kind of get a direction, it feels a lot better. I moved around a lot. I traveled a lot. Had a lot of forward movement, but in the beginning, it was like I would take one step forward and then like 50 steps back. And then now finally that it's like directed energy, I feel like, you know, like the airplane, like guy that's like directing people. It's like, if you have that, the Chariot, the airplane knows where to go. But imagine if you have an airplane with nobody directing it. It's not fun. So anyways, second question: what do you not want to bring with you into 2024? You pulled it a couple days ago. The Chariot, cool. Conjunction with major breakthroughs, nice. Clear sight, love to see it. I got to see that all the healing I've been doing is actually doing something. Love that. So, what do we not want to bring with us in 2024? Having no direction. I cannot do it. The reason I struggled so much at the beginning of this year is because I did not know what I wanted. I was like about to quit my business. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore because I was so burnt out. I was like, maybe I'm going to move back home to New Mexico. I'm going to work for somebody else. That did not work out. I tried like all these different things. I was like, I need a direction because I had done so much in the past few years and like accomplished a lot of the things that I wanted. The biggest thing for me was buying my dream car. Like that Mustang that is now parked in my garage, I dangled in front of myself so hard to keep myself going. I was like, you just gotta get the car. You just gotta get the car. And then I got the car and I was like, well, I'm done. I was like, I don't know what else I want. I don't know, because my life has changed so significantly in the past few years, and I was like, I don't fucking know. And so now I have a direction. I have something that I want. I have something that I'm moving towards, and now everything's better. But when I had no direction, I was like all over the place. So I am not bringing that energy into 2024. I cannot do it. No more like toxic men, I guess. I've kind of sworn off dating as a whole. But not doing that in 2024. Las Vegas, I guess I'm technically leaving in 2024 because I'm moving to Salem. No more overindulgence, I would suppose, is I feel like my two remaining like vices were overspending and overeating, and I've conquered those. So I'm like, I'm like, why do I have all this stuff? God, like, I don't need it. And now I'm gonna have to move it across the country. So I'm getting rid of like a lot, like, not minimal, because I mean, I'm a Leo moon. I'll never be minimal, but, I don't want to bring all this like crap into 2024 with me. I don't want to bring this like overindulgence and this overspending and having things that I don't need. And I don't like it. Overconsumerism. What are we not bringing with us in 2024? Anybody else? No more unemployment? Hell yeah. What else do we want to leave behind in 2023? All right. Next question. How can you work on processing and feeling emotions instead of bottling them up inside? Getting called out at myself with this one. How can you work on processing and feeling emotions instead of bottling them up inside? How can you work on processing and feeling emotions instead of bottling them up inside? And this can look different to everyone. I think something that is big for me is actually communicating how I feel in the moment, because chronic people pleaser energy is like saying nothing and then getting really mad because like the other person like doesn't understand that you're mad. But did you say anything? No. So how are they gonna know? Like, unsaid expectations are unmet expectations. If you are getting upset because of something that somebody else did or said, but you're not expressing that, I'm sorry, but that is partially on you. Like, and I'm calling myself out with that one. Like, communicating my feelings in the moment instead of like going shutdown mode and not saying anything, which again is hard if you're on team chronic people pleaser, but we're working on it. So that's like processing it in the moment, saying something in the moment, like, actually doing something about it, not just like stewing in my own bullshit. Like, taking responsibility for those emotions. I think it was actually Will Smith who said this, which, but he said, it might not have been your fault, but it is your responsibility. Like, it's your responsibility to like handle how you are feeling about it, even if it's not your fault at all. Like, and it sucks because a lot of the time, obviously people suck or you go through trauma and it happens. It's not your fault, but it's like, you can't move through life like that. Hurt people. Like, you got to work on yourself. I need different things at different times, for sure. What helps one day might not help the next. Being understanding of this, yeah, for sure. Journaling, 10 out of 10 will recommend. My life got significantly easier when I started journaling, because that's a release. That's bringing it from the mental, the emotional, out into the physical, it helps so much. Because a lot of the time, what I kind of, my personal journey with like actually like communicating how I feel and like feeling things in the moment, not just bottling it up, a lot of the issues I had with other people were my own abandonment issues from, you know, stuff that happened like as a child and things like that. And so I would get mad or upset at things that people were doing, but I had to be like, this is not their fault. Like, this is not on them. You know what I mean? This is on me. Like, and sometimes you have to be able to differentiate between that and be like, is this a me issue or is this a them issue? And do I need to go deal with this? Or do I need to deal with them? Or like, do I need to journal? You know, and it totally, for sure, changes. But I think it's important to have like a toolkit of like healthy coping mechanisms that you know work for you kind of in your back pocket. So you can be like, okay, I have some like old reliable that I know if I journal about it, I'm probably going to feel better. For sure. The last question. What does a strength tarot card mean to me or to you? And how would you like to embody it in 2024? So what does the strength tarot card mean to you? And how would you like to embody it in 2024? What does a strength card mean to you, and how would you like to embody it in 2024? So we've already talked about the strength card. For me, again, it's that idea of soft control. It's keeping going for sure. It's going when the going gets tough, but it's also, I think, the idea of like taming the beast inside is also an understanding of the beast inside. Where does it come from? Why is it there? How can you make peace with it instead of like punishing it? Does that make sense? I want to release self-doubt, my role as a mother, for sure. The enemy of intuition is self-doubt, my friend. But you know, it's like that idea of like the soft taming of the shadow, of the beast inside, of the devil energy that we all have, because again, human, everyone has a shadow self, and it's like the softness of that instead of the harshness of that. It's the softness of being like, why am I the way that I am? And you know, what's going on here? And having compassion for that part, you know? So what does the strength card mean to you? And how do you want to embody it? Maybe you want to embody that Leo energy, you know? That confident, fiery Leo energy. Maybe you want to work on, the strength card is also mental and emotional healing. Highs or lows are going to happen with strength. I hope to not get stuck in my lows and be realistic in my highs. I love that. Very balanced. Love it. What else? What else, my friends? I'm going to get us ready for our little meditation that we will close with. I have this wonderful book called Dear Universe, and it's a collection of like over 200 little mantras, affirmations for how you want to feel or how you maybe want to release certain things. But I chose the one that for free tonight because I just think it kind of fits, you know, that heavy release and being free to move into the new year. I want to embody strength by connecting to self and acting in ways that align with my higher path, compassion, kindness, and space for improvement. Love it. Perfect. That's perfect. That's like perfectly the embodiment of strength. I love it. I referenced the strength card in the reading for the full moon that I posted like a week ago. The strength card energy is like, you can kind of see it. I have these like baby hairs right here. You guys see that? You see this chunk of hair that just kind of looks like I'm trying to really outgrow, like bad bangs. These hairs have been the bane of my existence for like 4 years now, because I used to bleach my hair silver, and I bleached off a chunk of my hair, like burned it off. And I've been cutting those baby hairs for 4 years. The embodiment of the strength card for me is like that, the strength that I have to not cut these hairs and let them grow out. it's driving me insane. I'm like so close to cutting them and I might fail and I might just give in and cut them. But the strength energy is like persevering through that uncomfortable, like they literally stick straight out from my head. Like they look so silly and they make me so mad. But like I have to have the strength to not mess with them. Like that's the strength card. It's like for the greater good, like perseverance. You know, it might be uncomfortable, it might be annoying, but we gotta deal with it. We gotta deal with it. And at the end of the day, what are these baby hairs doing on my head? Like, they don't really do anything except the fact they look kind of dumb. Like, that's it. They don't really bother me in any other way. Like, strong enough to walk away from people who do not care, act arrogant, for sure, for sure. If you hold on, you won't have to cut them ever again. Exactly! That's the strength card in very simple terms. Meeting myself where I'm at and then building from there instead of fighting it, for sure. Yeah, for the greater good. And for the greater good of me not having this weird chunk of hair missing in the front of my head. Like, I just gotta suck it up. Like, ugh. Anyways, I hope that explains the strength card to you in very simple terms. But all that being said, my friends, we're gonna wrap this up with a quick meditation. We're just going to breathe a little bit together. I'm going to read you this affirmation 3 times while we're kind of in that meditative state. And I want you, before we do this meditation, get that piece of paper. I told you at the beginning to have like a piece of paper, or you can tear it out of your journal, or, you know, what have you. Go get a scrap of paper. And I want you to write down what you want to release on that piece of paper. So we can kind of get clear on, like, we kind of already talked about it. What do we want to leave behind in 2023? What do we not want to take with us in 2024? Write it down on your piece of paper. Literally all the things that you want to release. Write it down. You're so welcome, my friends. I'm so glad you're all here. Of course. I'm glad you all are here with me. I'm happy I got to do this with y'all for the last full moon of the year. Again, we're going to still do this meditation, so hang out with me for a little bit. And again, if you like doing this, we do this every week in the membership. Literally every week. We do live tarot, live yoga, and live new moon and full moon workshops every month. So just hit that join button on my channel. And then in January, members are also getting a technically 31-day challenge called Magic on the Mat. It is a class for every single day for the month of January. I'm going to post the first class to the public. It's a really awesome guided vision meditation for 2024. It's like one of my favorite meditations. That will probably go live tomorrow. So you guys, public will get the first day. And then if you want to do the rest of the challenge in January, you can come on, join the membership. But it's a really awesome little online community in Coven. So if you enjoy these, it's there for you. If not, I'm always going to be posting free classes on YouTube, my free full moon yoga and tarot readings. You know, for the collective. I'm also hoping to going forward doing weekly tarot, astrology, and yoga classes. So like it kind of combined every single week, probably every Monday, like a energy forecast basically for the week that includes a little yoga flow. So that's what I'm going to be doing for everybody. So I think that's going to be fun. But yeah, so get your piece of paper if you haven't already. Write down all the things you want to release, all the things that you do not want to take with you into 2024, all the things that you want to leave behind in 2023. We're not taking them with us. Write it down on your piece of paper. My nose is finally starting to run. I technically don't have COVID anymore, but I still have like the remnants of COVID. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks now? So bad. But write down all those things. And then after this workshop is over, I want you to take that piece of paper and I want you to get rid of it. I want you to burn it safely. So in like a safe, fire safe thing or outside, or like burn it safely. You can bury it in the earth. You can tear it up into little shreds, toss it in the garbage if you want. You could drown it in water. It's a full moon in Cancer. You could put that piece of paper in water, shake it up a little bit, throw it away. I don't care what you do. Whatever feels right for you to release it, that's what I want you to do. So You're writing down all those things that you want to release. And then after this workshop, you're going to go take care of it. You're going to go dispose of it, and you're going to release it. We're bringing, again, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual into the physical, and it's like a physical release. It really helps kind of start the release process in the mental and the emotional. So you got your paper, you got your things you're going to release. We're going to take care of that after this worksheet. Now we're going to do a little meditation together. So find yourself in a comfortable place where you can breathe for a little bit. You can just take a moment for yourself. It's only going to be like 5 minutes. I'm going to apologize in advance if my dogs start barking. I don't think they will because they're both asleep, but Jack will literally like hear somebody talking outside and like start barking. So I do apologize if that happens. We're going to hope for the best, but it's Mercury retrograde, so you never know. So find yourself in a comfortable place. You could be seated. You could be standing up. If you really want to, you could be laying down. Any seat or any position that feels comfortable for you. You can keep your eyes open if you'd like, or you can close them. Whatever feels good. And just start to come to your space. You can start to bring your awareness to your breath. Not changing anything about it, just noticing your breath as it goes in and out. Noticing what is happening in the body as you breathe. Perhaps on the inhale, you feel those shoulders rise, the chest expand, the belly expand, taking up space. And on the exhale, a gentle release, a gentle grounding. Starting to deepen and lengthen those inhales and exhales. And just using your breath as a tool to bring you to this present moment, to the right here, to the right now. And as you continue to deepen and lengthen those inhales and exhales, just start to do a little check-in, a little inventory here of the mind, the body, the soul. We've kind of already done that through this workshop. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? How am I feeling in this moment? What's coming up or what has come up for me during this workshop? Could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Noticing any tensions, blockages, constraints that might be coming up. And just remembering again that we're human and it's okay. And if you find yourself maybe getting too attached to one of these blockages, I like to visualize them as clouds just kind of moving by in my mind. The meditation is not the absence of thought. It is just not getting attached to those thoughts. So allow those clouds to float on by. And I'm going to count us through some 5-part breathing just to get us into this space. So just listen to my voice. We're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can continue these long, deep inhales and exhales, and just listen to my voice as I read us this affirmation 3 times. Dear universe, my body, my mind, and my spirit is free. This beautiful freedom manifests in various ways throughout my life. Freedom allows me to live life in its full expression of beauty. I am so thankful to release the burdens of the past and step into a future of free-spirited adventures. So be it. So it is. Dear universe, my body, my mind, and my spirit is free. This beautiful freedom manifests in various ways throughout my life. Freedom allows me to live life in its full expression of beauty. I am so thankful to release the burdens of the past and step into a future of free-spirited adventures. So be it. So it is. Dear universe, my body, my mind, and my spirit is free. This beautiful freedom manifests in various ways throughout my life. Freedom allows me to live life in its full expression of beauty. I am so thankful to release the burdens of the past and step into a future of free-spirited adventures. So be it. So it is. Go ahead and take a really big inhale in through your nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, release it. Really big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, release it. Last one, just like that. Really big inhale in. Fill up a little more. And open mouth, exhale, release. You can allow your breath to return to normal. Gently bringing your awareness back into your space and back into your body. Maybe wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. And gently just coming back to us when you're ready. You can open your eyes. And just let me know how you feel. I don't know what Jack is trying to do. Where are you trying to get to, sir? You just really want to be in my lap, stinky head? Come here. Yeah, okay. You're such a mama's boy. You're such a mama's boy. What are you doing? Say hi, my face is dirty because I like to eat my butt. You so stinky boy. You so cute. You're so solid. Say hi. You're so silly. Yeah. You just really wanted to join in, huh? I don't know if you guys saw, I scooted his way in at the end of that meditation. He was like, please pay attention to me. Please. He's so stinky. He's so stinky. This is the dog, by the way, if you're ever wondering who's barking in the background of my yoga classes. Is this one. Fozzie, on the other hand, is passed out. He's my baby. Glad my cat isn't the only one that demands attention during meditation. Yeah, Jack has to be in everybody's business. He's an Aries. He can't help it. He's so solid. Why are you so solid? He's so stinky. He's my baby boy. All right, my friends. I hope you had a lovely workshop. I thank you for being here with me. Don't forget to dispose of that piece of paper with all the things you want to release. Go burn it. Go bury it. Go tear it apart. I don't care what you do. Just get rid of it. Pro tip, fold it away from you because we want to release it. So we're folding it away, not folding it towards us. We're folding it away and then we're going to burn it or do whatever. But go release some stuff tonight, my dudes. Go cry. You know what? Cancer is also about nostalgia. Go do something nostalgic. I've been deep in Supernatural, which is like my most favorite thing on this planet. If you guys don't know, I literally have the anti-possession tattoo tattooed on my side. I've met the entire cast. I've been watching it since the day it aired on the CW with my mom when I was like 15 years old. Me and my mom are rewatching Supernatural. Go do something nostalgic. Go watch your favorite show from when you were a kid. Go cuddle with your stuffed animal. I don't care. Just go tap into that Cancer energy. Nice. Mine's on my rib cage. It's right here. And me and my mom got those matching for Mother's Day, and she chickened out because she made me go first. So I went first and I got it tattooed on my rib cage. And then she was like, man, it looks like it hurt. So she got it tattooed on her arm. But I've been listening to nostalgic music from when I was like 18, 19. Perfect. Look, that Cancer energy is all about nostalgia, my friends. So go be nostalgic. I'm gonna watch some Supernatural. Go release some stuff. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget, come join us in the membership if you enjoyed this. Come join me every week. We're here every week, my friends. Join the challenge. It's going to be really awesome. It's not just going to be yoga. It's going to be yoga, spell work, journaling, tarot, rituals, affirmations. It's like going to be something different every single day. So it's only for members for the month of January. Yeah. Ooh, Chronicles of Narnia. Good times. I'm trying to think. What should I read? I don't know. I have a bunch of books that I could reread. I have some Star Wars books, actually, that I need to read. That's pretty nostalgic. What else could I do? I don't know. I just want to watch Supernatural. I think that's it, my lovelies. So thank you for being here. We actually went over an hour. Pokemon. Hell yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I'll see you guys next year. That's a like dad joke. Like, so yeah, I think I will see you guys next year. No, we have a live yoga class on Saturday. I don't know if that's officially next year or not, but we have a live yoga class in the membership on Saturday. Otherwise, I will be making the first day of the January challenge available to y'all tomorrow. So maybe I'll see you before next year. If I don't, I hope you have a safe and happy New Year's. Do your vision board. I would say do it after the first day of the challenge drops tomorrow, because it's a vision meditation. And I think it would definitely help if you're struggling with setting goals and a vision for the new year. It's my favorite meditation. It's the meditation that I do when I'm trying to do my goals for the new year. So I love it, but I'm biased. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate all of you. Thank you also for like dealing with me while I've been sick as hell. I know I didn't post here for a while, but I had COVID for like the entire month of December. So hopefully I will be back to 100% soon. Yeah. And don't forget, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. That's pretty much the place where I post the most. So that's like where you're going to find me the most. I'm on Facebook too, but it's mostly just my posts from Instagram, like automatically posting to Facebook. But that's where I'll be. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but I cannot remember. I'm too tired. So I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's and a wonderful full moon. Go do your releasing. Don't forget to burn your paper. Do whatever you want to with it. Is that it, Jack? What do you think? Want to say bye to everybody? Oh, okay. Goodbye. You say bye, Gooby? What are you doing? You the baby. Are you the baby? You see? Oh, my goodness. You gonna give me kisses? I'm gonna give you kisses. This is the Goob. He's a Fozzie Bear. He is 15 years old and still kicking, huh, Goob? He's like, what is happening? Can I see? Are you so sleepy? He's so sleepy. He's my baby boy. Huh. See, I rescued you when you were 4 years old. He's just a little teddy bear. Like, when he's sitting on my bed, it's like, is he real? Nobody knows. He's just a Gooby. He's just my Fozzie Bear. He's the angel. Jack is the demon, in case you were wondering. And then if you ever see the Barf, that's my mom's dog. She makes guest appearances sometimes. So, all right, my friends. I'm going to go cuddle with my pups and watch some Supernatural. I hope you have a wonderful Cancer full moon. I hope you have a wonderful New Year. And I'll see you next time, my lovelies.